about social housing scheme and the fact that the Mortgage Refinancing Corporation of Nigeria may not be able to, give out money just for you to keep it somewhere and maybe wait for someone else to come and buy it and all of that. But I want to ask you this question. How do you think, because we are told that this is the first 10,000 units, how often do you think the federal government should go about, bringing out the scheme? What is the duration for this?
What the Nigerian Mortgage Finance Company plan to do is that they need to support 75,000 mortgages every year to close the gap. Like I said, they said the analysis that there's about 17 million housing deficit.
I have just 10,000 now.
And they are starting with 10,000. Their plan is that on an annual basis that they should be able to support 75,000 houses, new mortgages. Having said that, like I said, you have several constraints they need to address. Some of them are beyond what the primary mortgage institutions can do or what the mortgage finance company can do. I mentioned two critical factors that need to be addressed. The road infrastructure. When Femi was talking, we talk about if you have to, where you can create, you can build buildings at 5 million or 7.5 million. Of course, the same 5 million and 7.5 million includes the profit of the real estate developer. Because when you talk of mortgages, the loans are not being given to the individuals to go and build. The loans are being given to them to buy built-up properties because they are not developers themselves. Okay. So you have a lot of people in the value chain now. You have the bank that providing the funding. You have the real estate developer, like his own type of job, that will develop the properties. Okay, and then now the mortgagees will now go to their banks and borrow to buy those properties from the mortgage, from the real estate developers. Okay, but the key thing is, for this real estate development to actually expand, you need to build the supporting infrastructure. And that supporting infrastructure, critical infrastructure is the road network. If you have a very good road network, it will be easy for property developers to go to outskirts of the city to develop properties. And it's only in those outskirts that can get land at reasonable prices to do properties that will sell for 5 to 7.5 million. You can't come to the central business district and develop properties. And a lot of people are converging around the central business district because the road network is very weak.
All right.
Second factor.
Okay, I'm sorry, I have to just cut in there because there is a question from one of our viewers. And I want to believe that in a way you've answered the question, but just for the sake of emphasis and for clarification, the viewer is watching. It says that how will the refinancing company stay afloat to continue the refinancing of the mortgage loan, which I want to believe you talked about before now. The company like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac in the U.S., we saw how the recession started in the U.S., where some of those companies weren't able to handle the mortgage crisis back then. It says, how will they succeed, or how will the mortgage financing stay afloat to continue the refinancing of the mortgage? In terms of the companies that I've just talked about, the Fannie Mae and the Freddie Mac of the U.S., they succeeded because of their developed secondary markets, that is the capital market, which is the mortgage-backed securities market. What's your point?
Absolutely. Okay, I'll just land on what I was saying. The second challenge that has to be addressed is the issue of title, an issue of legal process of reclamation of foreclosure.
Okay.
In Nigeria, it takes so long to foreclose properties, and people should be able, lenders should be able to retrieve properties that there's a default.
All right.
But to address the issues, your guest, your viewer just questioned, one, the mortgage finance company is going to convert these mortgages into tradable instruments like mortgage-backed securities.
Okay.
And with that, they will actually
be traded on the capital market.
Yeah, they trade on the capital market. So they will be able to raise long-term funds and convert them to secondary instruments. Okay. But that's that. On the issue of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, that they succeeded or failed, of course, once you begin to grant mortgages to subprime mortgage borrowers, those who do not have the income to sustain repayment of interest and principal, once you begin to lend to them, you're going to see a default along the line. And when that default occurs, the entire value chain will be affected.
All right, thank you. Femi, I'm sorry. I want to just take one more point, but my time is really up. But just in 30 seconds, what do you think the government should do better?
I think the federal government have done a lot bringing in this money into the system. That does not stop the state government from working on the road, doing their own support, or local government as well. So if we are able to channel this money into the system, it's a very big boost into our primary mortgage system.
All right, thank you so much. And I want to thank our viewers as well. The question that I just read out a few moments ago came from Atuma. Thank you for your question. And of course, I want to thank all of our viewers out there. Thank you, gentlemen, as well, for coming on the show. My time is really up. We've been talking about the federal government's mortgage scheme, and our guests have been Femi Ogunleye. He is an estate surveyor and valuer, and Johnson Chukwu. He's the CEO of Cowry Assets Management. I want to thank everyone out there for staying with us on the show. We do appreciate your time with us as well. Thank you for watching. I am Bolaji Akinwale.